Welcome to the shed. I'm Sid, Mackie's on the camera, and today we are going to be learning how to change a shifter cable. Now we've fully mixed up all the pieces. Just exactly what Mackie told me not to do. For this task, you will need a new cable, new housing, ferrules, one cable end, cable cutters, Allen keys, a Phillips head screwdriver, and a crimper tool or needle nose pliers. First off, I think this is one of the first bike maintenance tasks you should learn to do. Cables are definitely something that wear out. Being able to swap your own cables is great. There's a pretty high markup on the task at a bike shop, and it really isn't that hard. Shifting does tend to degrade gradually over time, so you may not realize how hard it is getting until you hop on your friend's bike or on a bike that you haven't ridden as much. So it's definitely something to stay on top of because it's just no fun to not be able to push your lever. And if it really gets bad, you could snap the cable. It could be fraying at the end. Like, just want to pay attention to your cables. Today we are going to be working on Mackie's mom's bike. This is a Giant Trance from 2006, and it is still trucking along, but very much in need of a new shifter, probably two new shifter cables, but I think for this video we'll just do the rear. We want to shift all the way down here because we're going to cut the cable, so there's going to be suddenly no cable tension. So sweet, there we go.
I think this bike is a rapid rise.
Oh no, Mackie.
No, it doesn't matter. It just means that you shift to the easiest gear instead of the hardest gear. Like right now, pedal.
No way! Okay, learn something new every day. Usually you shift all the way to the bottom of your cassette unless you happen to be working on a 2004 Shimano Dior Rapid Rise derailleur. Have they been a thing recently at all?
No, rapid rise derailleurs stopped being a thing, but this one still exists.
What I was saying is apparently there's a couple things that are different between this and a newer bike, and one of the more notable things is we're going to have to cut multiple pieces of housing. On pretty much all of our bikes, it is single piece of housing and it's internally routed. This is externally routed. Also gonna need a lot more ferrules than I thought. So if you have internal cable routing, do not pull it all the way out. We'll put a link right up here to our tricky cable routing suggestions. You want to leave that housing in. We'll show you in that video how to measure it and how to push your new housing through. Assuming you are working on an older bike like this one, we're going to carry ahead and pull everything off.
You want to keep track of which piece of housing goes where, so lay them out in order.
Derailleur, next one. Right, great. Okay, so now we've pulled all of our housing out. Next, we've grabbed our screwdriver. Pretty much most shifters have a screwdriver here. Why is that? No, but I'm just saying, like, why is everything else an Allen key?
It's really just like a plug to keep like dirt and stuff out.
So we're gonna put this somewhere where we won't lose it.
Here's where the fact that you have a rapid rise derailleur. So normally you'd shift to the hardest gear. In this case, you shift to the easiest gear. You basically want to shift until there is the least cable tension.
And then you should be able to see the head of your cable when you're in the correct gear. Just, out she comes. Voila! This is going straight in the trash. I don't have anything against older bikes, but there's just something about the older the bike is, the longer it's been since it's been worked on, there's just more things stuck in. Ow, that hurt. That was probably not the way to do it. Just things get more stuck, you know? Okie dokie. At this point, we are going to cut our housing. Again, if you have internal housing that you left in there, you will want to just cut a piece that is way long, or just run your whole. Most people don't buy in bulk like this, so you probably have like a whole long piece, run it through without cutting it, then cut it to save yourself the absolute dire struggle that is a bad internal cable routing day. There we go.
So on the old piece of housing, you have metal sticking out. On the new piece of housing, you don't. That's one way to tell that your housing is worn out.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and whee! Here we go. And see, the nice thing, I don't know if you can see with the camera, but when you have it in the proper gear to do this, you can see light at the end of the tunnel. Oh, okay, I just have to take my word for it.
Well, you also can't get it out unless you're in the right gear, so.
I'm gonna run this puppy through. This is something that I have a really bad tendency to forget. Like, I think most of my bikes are missing this. Because you just put it down. Yeah, and it seems kind of inessential, but then again, like, you're just creating another hole for mud and water to get into your shifter. Don't be like me, just remember to put your thing back in. And we're gonna grab ferrule, gonna grab our long piece. Now we've fully mixed up all the pieces. Which is exactly what Mackie told me not to do.
I said, make sure you keep your pieces separated.
But I
And you said,
remember.
no. Each piece of housing requires 2 ferrules, one on either end.
I like to put them in like this though, as opposed to putting them all in before. Because sometimes if your cable's a little, or your housing got a little squished, it may not, like, this might not come out as easily.
So basically you put the first ferrule on,
Like beating a necklace.
run the cable into the housing, and then put the second ferrule on.
So what do we have going on here? Do you remember where this was under, over, through? Probably good to pay attention to that. This is a sort of thing that you don't see as often, especially on mountain bikes these days, where there's a section here that does not have cable housing.
You have another ferrule still in there.
Oh no, I'm gonna have to get the pliers out. Ooh, this is gonna hurt when it comes out. No, I did it, it was fine.
Are you wondering which piece is which?
No, I'm 100% sure it's this one.
Are you?
Am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Phew, that was stressful for a few minutes there.
This piece of housing looks good on this side and a little more squished on this side, but you put the ferrule on the cable first and then run it through the housing. Then you can just kind of connect them.
It's like beating a necklace. I feel like that didn't mean much to you, but
I beaded some necklaces in my day.
yeah, oh yeah. Okay, and again, another section without it, which you don't see that often because it was a bad idea. It's a bad idea then, it's still a bad idea. The reason I say that having exposed cable like this is a bad idea is that any bit of cable that is out, especially on a mountain bike, is going to get mud and dirt on it. That is going to eventually end up getting into the housing because that's just how things go. And then your cable will wear out faster and it will not be moving through the housing smoothly and it will just not feel good. This is looking all hunky-dory through here. We're gonna stick this through and then we're gonna grab our Allen key and get rid of that, which you could have done earlier. Whoops. That'll all come together when we get tension on the cable. There goes that. And then we loop this puppy through like.
And you want to be aware as you are releasing the previous one, how it was run, because you could have run it around the other direction, but
I wasn't paying attention to that, but I'm pretty sure it's like this.
yeah, well, as you do more derailers, you get an idea of which way it generally is.
Okay, well that'll get us started, don't you reckon? Yeah, it's off.
It's like one gear off. Whenever you're installing a new cable, I recommend just screwing the barrel adjuster all the way in on the shifter and then giving it one full turn out, because then you have a little bit of adjustment that way, but most likely you'll be tightening it.
You do the same thing on the one that's down here.
Yeah, so screw that one all the way in. And then once it's all the way in, now give it one full turn looser.
And why do you do it that way?
Because most likely you're gonna want to tighten it. That's why you do it mostly that direction, but you may want to loosen it. So then you're going to cut the cable.
This is a specially made set of needle nose pliers that allows you to very easily crimp your cable ends. You can do it with normal needle nose pliers too. I'll just flatten the whole thing there and then do a couple even tighter ones with the pointy end.
And then you can flatten the wider part also with the
with
foot
this
part.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not going anywhere.
Do you know why you use cable ends?
So it doesn't slide out.
No.
No, that was a trick question.
It has nothing to do with sliding out.
So that you don't like poke yourself in the eyeball with it.
And it's just so it doesn't fray.
So we're gonna go ahead and adjust this derailleur properly. We do have a video that goes much more in depth on adjusting derailleur on a non-rapid rise derailleur. I don't think that many people have rapid rises, so that might be more helpful. And this is how to change your cable and housing in 1 minute. First step, shift into your smallest cog, unless you have a rapid rise derailleur like this one, in which case shift to your biggest cog. Cut your cable. Unscrew the screw on the inside of your shifter and push the cable out. Throw out the old cable. Leave the housing in if you have internal cable routing, and watch our internal cable routing video. Otherwise, keep track of the order of your pieces of housing and cut new pieces to the same sizes. Run your new cable through the hole in the shifter. Add the ferrule first, and then the housing, and then the next ferrule, and proceed as if you were beading a necklace. Rerun the cable and housing. Tighten your barrel adjusters all the way in and then loosen one turn. When you get to the derailleur, run the cable through the lock nut and tighten. Cut the cable about 2 centimeters out, add your cable end, and crimp. Then adjust your derailleur until it shifts properly.